It's really simple.
Sports, news, interviews.
It's a Tyrone Poole Show.
Sports, news, interviews.
It's a Tyrone Poole Show.
Sports, news, interviews.
It's a Tyrone Poole Show.
The Tyrone Poole Show. How about that?
That's pretty good, son. That's pretty good.
Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the Tyrone Poole Show. Let me do a little bit of audio check here. Make sure you guys can hear me correctly. All right. Yes, I think you guys can hear me. So thank you. You know, it's always tough like this when you are your own producer. You write your own content, and then you have to be your own whatever. You know, it's just like entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is you, yourself, and I. Me, myself, and I. So, again, welcome everybody to the Tyrone Poole Show. Hope everybody's having a fabulous, happy Thursday, and I pray that you are full of peace, love, joy, wherever you are in this world. Just know that everything that you will be in the future, you are it right now. That's right. Everything you will be is already inside of you. You're not waiting for a person. You're not waiting for a place. You're not waiting for something. No. Everything is already inside of you. So that's my purpose. That's why I come and I do these live talks. Number one, I want you guys to know that I am a real person, right? And also my purpose is to let you know that I understand. I understand that we all live a life where we all are taking classes, as I would say, at the University of Life. Well, what kind of classes are we taking? Well, we're taking classes in tests. There are classes called trials, classes called temptations. Have you guys ever taken those classes? Have you passed those classes? Are you retaking those classes? Seems like one test follows another test, and you're going back to the same chapter. Well, I want to let you know, as long as you're living on this earth and you're still breathing, you are not exempt from taking temptation, trials, and tests. They're going to follow you. They're going to be there. They're going to interrupt your life. They're going to create life. Because trials, tests, and temptations, they can give birth. They don't just cause destruction. Tests, trials, and temptations can give birth to greatness. And also temptation, trials, and tests can destroy greatness. So my purpose is to give you principal information that will help you graduate the University of Life. Give you principal information that will help you with your experience, because all of us have a different experience with life. Different experience with tests, trials, and temptations. So that's my purpose. And before we jump into the topic, how to work that thing and get what you desire. Yes, people, you can get what you desire. And life has taught me that there are 6 things that you have to do to get what you desire. But you still got to work that thing. Whatever your thing is, you got to work it. But take a look at the ticker, and please, if you want to follow me and you want to keep up with what I'm doing, I really appreciate it. You can go to TyronePoole38.com. That is the mothership, or should I say the fathership, that houses Access to everything that you want to know about what I'm doing. If it's the Tyrone Poole 38 Foundation, which we have a great opportunity for you to partner with us in the Tyrone Poole 38 Foundation. We have donated 10 families, or should I say adopted 10 families, and we need continuous donations to make these 10 families have a phenomenal Merry Christmas, or should I say Merry Christmas this year. So we all have the power to put a smile on somebody's face. And I've been there. I've been there where I've had and have not. And I'm telling you, people, it's tough when you have not. So Tyrone Poole 38 Foundation, go check it out. Also, if you're looking for a keynote speaker, someone that can give you information that will keep you inspired, information that will keep you motivated. And yes, I say keep, because you can lose your motivation. Any of you ever lost your motivation? You ever started out motivated and then along the process, you kind of lost your motivation? Have you ever been inspired? I'm inspired. You saw some type of show or saw some person and they inspired you. But along the journey, you lost your inspiration. Well, that's where information comes in. That's why I say I am an informational speaker. I will give you so much information that will keep you motivated and keep you inspired. How much information will you give us, Tyrone, that is going to keep us motivated and keep us inspired? Well, I give you so much information that you will have to hire someone to help you misunderstand what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I say I am an information overload keynote speaker. So if you're looking for a keynote speaker, go to bookings@tyronepoole.com. Also, check out the Bullion Buddy app. Check out the bullionbuddy.com. Read all about what's happening there. And also, if you want to keep up with fitness, things that I'm doing with fitness, just go to my social media platforms, Tyrone Poole 38 on all social medias, IG, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and just go there. So I also want to welcome all those who are viewing and watching on Facebook. Hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. All those who are YouTube subscribers, thank you. We're going to have a great show. And all those who are viewing on LinkedIn, hello, hello, hola, hola. That's about all the Spanish I know. Well, again, I'm glad that you guys are here. So let's jump right into it, people. We all want success. We all want success. And I believe success, it comes with opposition. It comes with opposition. I believe success costs what it costs. Now, if you try to walk into a dealership, let's say you want a Rolls Royce. Let's just say that a Rolls Royce is considered the ultimate car. That's the most luxurious, the most that's the car I want. It's handcrafted. It's put together by hand. Of course, it got a few machines in there as well, but it's supposed to be handcrafted. If you want that car, it costs what it costs. You can't walk into a Rolls Royce dealership and tell them, I have a car outside. And I was just wondering, how much will you give me off discount if I buy this Rolls Royce today? You know, they're going to be polite. They're going to look out the window and see what you're talking about. But then they're going to say, there's a dealership right down the street. And I'm pretty sure if you go to them, they could probably give you a deal. But this Rolls Royce that you're looking at, it costs what it costs. So there's always a fight. There's always a fight. There's always going to be struggle. The cost is sometimes your family. The cost is sometimes you lose your friends. The struggle is there, people. The fight is there. And me personally, I had to fight all of my childhood to get what I desire. The fight started in my childhood. I've had fight in my finances. I've had fight in my health. I've had fights in relationships to get what I desire. Job security. There was a fight to get what I desired. I had to work that thing regardless. So my purpose tonight, I want to give you guys 6 things. Really it's 7, but the seventh is a bonus. I'm going to give you 6 tips on how to work that thing and get what you desire. Because everything, like I said in the beginning, everything that you want in the future is already in you right now. What you desire is there for you. So again, I thank God for this opportunity to be with you. And I believe you guys are going to get a lot out of what I am going to say. So if you have a desire, we know we got to work that thing. And I'll even tell you this, the reward for working that thing on one level and winning and getting your desire on that level, the reward for working that thing on that level 1 to get to level 2, to make an example, to make it more clearer, the reward from going from level 1 to level 2 is that you qualify for the next fight. You qualify for the next fight on a different level for that ultimate desire that you want. So that's why I said temptation, trials, and tests, they are part of life. And if you have a desire, an ultimate desire, it's not going to come easy. But after tonight, I'm going to ease the pain. I'm going to lace what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to lace it with some mind-numbing, pain-numbing tips that will help you endure the fight to work that thing to get what you desire. So, first thing I want you guys to understand that whatever it is that you want, you got to know that it's a system. Whatever you desire is a system. Everything is a system. So the first pouring of the concrete to build this foundation of this house of 6 tips to help you work that thing to get what you desire, you got to understand the system. What is it that you really want? What is it that you truly desire? That's where we got to start first. Because in order to understand what I want, what I desire, I got to start to study it. I got to understand the pros and the cons of it, the rules, the principles of that particular game that I'm playing, that desire that I want. What are the rules to obtain it? Well, what do you mean, Tyrone? Okay, let's say basketball, baseball, football, they're all sports. They all play with a ball. Now, in order for me to maximize football, which in my career, I was a former professional athlete, and in my career playing football, in order for me to get that desire to be a professional athlete, I had to understand the rules, the system of football. Even though I knew baseball, I knew basketball, I could not apply basketball rules to football rules, nor could I apply football rules, what I'm doing in football, using baseball rules, because the systems don't work. And I believe that's where most of us, as we chase our desires, we don't get that right. We don't start out pouring the right foundation. We don't learn and study the desire that we want. I think we just go out there blindly, and whatever we touch, that's what we want. But I think if we truly study the system, if you try to be a doctor, study the system of becoming a doctor. If you want to be a teacher, an educational instructor, study the rules so that you can get that desire and maximize it. Because either way, you got to work that thing, people. So we got to understand that. So we understand that it takes a system. You got to understand the system. So my question to you, do you know the system? Do you know what system, what career you want to pursue? Do you know the desire? What is that desire? Do you know the rules of it? Then if you do, then boom, we've already got the foundation poured to start building with our first tip. So are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you really ready? All right, here we go. The first tip, people, that you got to know if you want to work that thing and get what you desire. The first tip is sacrifice. Sacrifice. And actually, I got my words up here so I can make sure we keep ourselves on track here. Sacrifice. Sacrifice is a loss of something. Something you usually give up. Usually, you sacrifice because you're giving it up for something better. Are you willing to sacrifice? Because if you're not willing to sacrifice, people, that's why I put it number one. If you're not willing to sacrifice, then forget it. It's not going to happen. Because as you work that thing, there are going to be tests, trials, and temptations that will require you to sacrifice yourself at times, family members at times. Sacrifice. If you want to maximize the desire that you wanted. Now, how did I sacrifice? Become a professional athlete? Well, at Fort Valley State University, HBCU, I sacrificed going home, sometimes doing holiday breaks. I would stay at the school and work out. I would sacrifice going to parties. I would rather go work out. People would say, Tyrone, let's go to the school party. I'd be like, nah, man, you guys go ahead. I think I'm gonna go down to the gym and work out a little bit. Oh man, you don't have no fun. I sacrifice. And now I'm able to have as much fun as I want, even though life still offers me temptation, trials, and tests. But I know how to sacrifice, and I'm going to continue to win. So my question again, are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice? Number two thing you got to do, you got to understand. You got to understand. Understand. You got to understand, which means to perceive the meaning of, to grasp an idea or comprehend. Do you know what you are truly going after? Do you understand what it requires, what it would take? Yeah, you got to understand, people. Number two. The number three thing, if you want to work that thing and get what you desire, because it's yours. It's yours, people. It's nobody else's. It's yours. And if you don't get it, it's going to be because you probably didn't do what I am telling you. You didn't understand the tips that I'm giving you. But if you understand these tips, I'm telling you, you will get what you desire. I know. It works. It works, people. So I know what I'm talking about here. The number three thing that you got to understand is confrontation, people. Confrontation. So after you sacrifice and you understand where you're going and what you're trying to do, you got to know that there will be confrontation. Yes, there will be confrontation. There will be confrontation. And what is confrontation? Basically, it's a hostile or argumentative meeting or situations between opposing parties. You're always going to have opposition. There's always going to be somebody trying to increase your tests trying to increase your trials, trying to tempt you more than what you need to be tempted. That's life. That's why I say we all, I don't care if you have or have not, poor or rich, we all have temptation, trials, and tests. We all going to have confrontation. And I believe this is where I call it hump day. This is where I feel like most people, they shut it down. They don't reach their desires, because once they start facing confrontation, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. But I feel like if you can get over the hump, confrontation is the hump. If you can get over the hump, then I think it's downhill. It's downhill from there. So confrontation, again, it will either make you quit, or if you can overcome it, you'll be able to move forward. And when you overcome confrontation, it's going to make you stay even more committed. You're going to stay even more committed. Commitment, people. Commitment. What is it? What is commitment? Simply put, commitment is being dedicated to a cause. I'm committed to this. I don't care if it's cold outside. I got the month of May because I'm committed. I'm committed to this. I'm committed to this. Now, commitment, again, is dedication. When I was at Fort Valley, I was committed. I was committed to working out. I didn't care if it was cold. I didn't care if it was raining. I didn't care if it was hot outside. I remember times that the meteorologists, they would have a heat advisory. Now, I didn't go, I used my head. I didn't go work out in the heat of the day, but I waited until it cooled off. I drank my water. I took everything to try to keep my body healthy so I would not cramp up and I would not put my body in a dire straight situation. It wasn't a second thought, people, whether I was going to get my desire, because I was committed. I was committed to reaching the NFL. I was committed to utilizing my gifts and talents, maximizing. So my question to you, are you committed? Are you committed to your desires? Because you got to work that thing. You're going to have temptation, trials, and tests. But again, I just gave you 4 things out of the 6, which is going to round us up to the 7th one. But remember, the first one, you got to have sacrifice. You got to understand. You got to understand that there's going to be confrontation. But stay committed, people. And once you stay committed, you're going to continuously do it over and over, and that's going to create efficient. You're going to be efficient. It's going to create efficiency. Now, what is efficiency? What does it mean to be efficient? Efficiency. Well, simply put, it's achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort. That's what being efficient is. Achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. Now, the example I like to give when I talk about efficiency, I ran track as well as played football, and really track is my favorite sport. But when it comes to track and field, the track runners, take any track runner, they will tell you technique, 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 and see how they run efficient. Their arms really never go across their body. That's wasted productivity. That's wasted effort. But as long as they keep their hands moving in the proper, efficient way, they maximize their speed. They maximize the productivity. They minimize the effort, the energy. That's why they can go long and long, kind of like the Energizer Bunny. They keep going and going and going, or they get faster and faster and faster. But if you want to work that thing and get what you desire, you got to be efficient. You got to be efficient. All right, Tyrone, you got me going, buddy. I know how to sacrifice. I understand what I'm doing. Man, I understand that there's going to be confrontation, but I'm committed, Tyrone. I'm committed. And I know I'm efficient. I think I got it, Tyrone. I think I got it. Okay, but check this out. The number 6th tip that I'll give you, if you want your desires, you got to work that thing to get your desires. You got to be stable. You got to be stable. Now, the type of stability that I'm talking about here is not really balancing plates. You know, sometimes we go to the circus and we see these people balancing plates, or maybe you tried to balance something yourself. I remember when I was little, I used to take a broom handle. I don't know if you guys ever done this. I would take a broom and I would try to hold a broom as it's like vertical. I would try to hold a broom in my hand. I would try to hold a broom in my hand and walk with the broom vertically in the palm of my hand. And then after a while, it would fall down. So when I say stable, this is what I mean by stable. Not likely to give way or to overturn. Firmly fixed. Now that's the definition. But the stability that I'm talking about comes from your emotional stability. Yeah, emotional stability. And I use myself as an example. Myself staying emotionally strong during the ups and downs of trying to get my desire to play football on a professional level, it was tough. There were good games and bad games I had in college, and ugly games. There were injuries. Great opportunity to emotionally go into the tank, but I stayed stable. Wins and losses, but I stayed stable. So I believe staying stable is the key. That unlocks the door where the desires that you want are there. So my question to you, can you be stable as you work that thing to accomplish and achieve your desires? Now, I've given you six tips, bona fide tips that I know work. And how do I know they work? Because I believe they are principles. And I know they work because I worked them. I worked that thing. I worked that thing called stability. I worked that thing called sacrifice. I worked that thing called efficient. I worked that thing called commitment. I worked that thing called confrontation. I worked that thing called understanding. And after I worked all 6 of those, I got drafted. And that's when all that work comes together and I get spirited, full of energy, enthusiasm, determination. I'm like, I did it. And now that's why I'm here talking to you, letting you know that you can do it too, because everything that you will be in the future is already in you right now. You just got to work those tips. So now I'm going to give you those tips, again, using football as an example. Right? Okay, let's say we got a football team offense, right? The offense just got the football. They're starting on their 20-yard line or wherever they're starting at on the football field. Now, the reason why you see those guys when they get in the end zone, that's their purpose, is to get it. Their desire is to get that football into the end zone. Now, the reason why you see them jumping and back bumping and doing their little thing in front of the camera, they're spirited. They're excited. They're excited because that offense stayed emotionally stable. They stayed stable during that drive. Each person on that football team was efficient. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They did it with maximum productivity, with minimum wasted effort. And each person stayed committed Each person on that offense stayed committed to the play call that was singled in from the coach to the quarterback and given to the players in the huddle. Each player stayed committed, even though they had confrontation from 11 other people called a defensive unit that says, no, I am adversity. You're not going to get into my end zone. I am test. I am trial. I am temptation. I am your confrontation. But each person on that offense, regardless of the defense being the confrontation, the offense kept going because each person understood. They understood the idea of what they were trying to accomplish. And each person was willing to sacrifice themselves. Maybe I don't catch the ball on this play. Maybe I just be a decoy to allow the other teammate to catch the ball. They sacrificed because they all knew the system that they desired, which was to take the system of the offense and put that ball in the end zone so they can win the game. So people, I hope that this was very impactful. I hope that it was very helpful to you. Again, check out the ticker. Go check me out, TyronePoole38.com. And if you need a keynote speaker, I am he am I. Is that right? But either way, people, remember this. Work that thing with me or watch me work that thing. Work that thing with us or watch us work that thing. I pray that you guys prosper in everything and be in health, just as your soul prospers. And I have worked that thing.